debate the issues with any of these people. Rollo Tomasi, Myron, all of these different red pillars have done a call out to...
I don't know that I would call Myron a red pillar per se. He is and he isn't. I mean, he is partially, but he's also one of these PUA dudes. And I think he advocates for things that aren't healthy for men, such as devaluing sexual relations with women, devaluing yourself by going out there and banging a lot of broads, as if that was somehow a good thing. I don't think it is. At least that's my opinion anyway.
Debate with the Daily Wire people on this particular issue because they're hang on, because they're straw man so heavily.
Yeah, she wants to defend the Daily Wire. Yeah, probably giving her a lot of good press, and the Daily Wire are a bunch of frauds, gatekeeping scumbags. They're not real conservatives, and I think we can guess what master they serve, and it's somewhere over there in the Mid-East.
And none of them will do it. Not one.
Of course.
So that tells me, right, at least you could, I have some respect for you, at least, Lauren, because you showed up to do the debate. I mean...
she's just looking for publicity, dude. It's all self-serving.
Kudos to you. Great. At least we had it. These guys...
I guarantee you, if she was as big and powerful and as controlled and, if it was in her best interest not to show up, she wouldn't, okay? Trust me, this chick does not have the courage of her convictions. I don't think she has any convictions except to make money. Okay, pal? And that's why she's here. Not because there's anything about her you should respect. There isn't.
Won't even show up to a debate. We had it all set up with Myron Gaines. We had it all set up on whatever. We've had it set up a dozen times to take these guys to task on their absurd criticisms of what is considered the red pill, and they refuse to even show up. Instead, they go into a smoke-filled cigar room and film each other kissing each other's asses and talking about how great it is that they want secular people to get married. Oh, wow, we've really won the culture war now, Lauren.
Well, I mean, to be fair to them, I'm not a Daily Wire employee. I'm not a fan of the Daily Wire as a whole. I like Matt Walsh and Michael Knowles, though. But Andrew Klavan and Michael Knowles have both sat down with Pearl specifically. They have had those conversations. I'm not saying that they shouldn't have further ones.
Yeah, Klavan got destroyed by Pearl Davis, who's not even a good debater. Yeah, I can't even tell you how badly it would go for the Daily Wire guys to have guys like me who I'm not even a red pillar. I just don't straw man their position. Same thing, Rollo Tomasi, Myron Gaines, all of these guys, they would absolutely obliterate them, and that's why they hide, because they don't have prescriptions to these problems.
Well, let's be honest, neither does Andrew, who argues against consequentialism while employing consequentialism. He has no real prescriptions either.
And that's a big problem if you're out there advocating for Christianity, and what ends up happening is we all look stupid. We get...
Christianity's the solution? That's a prescription? I don't think so, pal.
Pummeled. These guys in their spaces laugh at us, and I don't blame them.
Do you think that there exists a way for, I guess, there are secular adjustments to marriage that the red pill community would look at and think, you're right, this does change my view of marriage and whether I should get married?
Yeah, but see, Andrew wants you to get married to the church. See, he wants people like him and he himself to have all the power and control and be part of the ruling class and to be a voice for that class, okay? He wants the prestige attached to that. He wants the power attached to that. So, yeah, he wants people like him calling the shots, all right?
Repeat the question. I want to make sure I get it correct.
So do you think that there are secular changes to civil marriages? And again, I'll say it all the day long. You are right about secular marriages. I have no problems, W for you. You're right. But do you think that there are secular changes that would make secular men more likely to get married? Because if you're saying...
Yeah, but I don't want them to.
Yeah, but you see, he doesn't want to get married under the state. It can't be the state. My Sky Daddy has to have the power, okay? My ideological zealotry and people that are zealous just like me, they have to have the power, okay? All right? My grand poobah argument from authority that my Sky Daddy said all this is real and objectively true, and so, I have the moral high ground and I have some kind of moral foundation. Well, everything for you, it's all just moral relativism, but me, my Sky Daddy said it's true, so, I have one up on you. See, he wants that. to be the grand arbiter. He wants that to be the power base. He wants that to have control of everything, including marriage. He wants us to go back in time to a time when there were land-owning nobles and a feudal system and a freaking monarchy. Oh, joy. Lovely. Yeah, that'd be great. Where can I sign up to be a serf, Mr. Wilson?
I want them to get a sacramental marriage. Why would I try to move society towards degeneracy, to enabling degeneracy? Why would I do that?
Yeah, two people can't just make vows to each other and without the state involved, or your precious Sky Daddy church, and that's okay. No. That's wrong. That's evil. That's degenerate, man. What is it with these people? I swear, there's always the religion. Religion is extreme. And the woke libtard lefties are extreme as well. Have you ever heard of a moderate middle ground? Oh, no. No. I gotta tighten that guitar string so tight that when I try to play said guitar, all them strings snap, baby! Which is what you're setting yourself up for if you go this route or the woke-tard route. There's no middle ground with these people. None. Everything's a false dichotomy with them.
The truth is written on your heart. It is true that men and women...
What the hell does that mean? Truth is written on your heart. I'm a philosopher. Where's the truth? Written on your heart. Oh boy. Okay.
Women are inclined to become married, but absent the sacrament, right? They're not living in a married lifestyle at all. They just have
Says you.
some bizarre state contract. It's totally meaningless.
State contract with you as well, if the church is what's running things. I don't get this. I don't get this, pal.
Why would I move heaven and earth and all of society to reform all of these laws on behalf of these men?
Reform them in accordance with what? Church doctrine. He's telling you. He's saying the quiet part out loud, more or less. And nobody cares. You know why? Because people have been pushed so far toward the right by the extreme left that they're willing to accept the kind of centralized power, control, and authority that would also really, really oppress them. Oh, well, I'm tired of, little kids getting their wieners chopped off and given, puberty blockers and men in women's restrooms and all this, social deconstructivist, relativistic, postmodern crap. So I'm so tired of this stuff. I'll welcome the zealotry and the ideological tunnel vision that comes with being, part of the church. So much so that I wanted to inform all our laws. Oh, that's great. Yeah.
If they're not even going to go through with the sacrament.
By the way, did anybody out there stop to think that this was maybe the plan? Return us to a time where this tiny little smidgen, handful, slice of the population, 1%, rule over the 99% in some top-down feudal system like we used to have until we got the hell out of Europe to escape that? There any freedom of speech in Europe? Not really. They still got a monarch in England, don't they? A lot of these countries still have monarchs, right? Who do you think's in charge? Oh, you think maybe that's what they want for America as well? They want to return America to the monarchical fold, where we are ruled over by a handful of super rich nobility that own most of the stuff. But hey, you'll own nothing and be happy, right? I think maybe that was the plan, pushing all this lefty garbage on us. Of course, first to see how far we could be pushed and how many people could be ideologically polarized and controlled and made into useful idiot NPCs on the left side. Those people are very easy to control through that kind of ideological programming and indoctrination. But then the rest of the people that eventually push back, if they push back, oh, well, let's offer them an alternative, which is equally as bad, if not more so. But we eat it up because we're tired of the alternative.
Have an ecclesiastical authority which can govern their marriage. You're setting them up for failure.
Because I want the church. I want some rando dude who is empowered by a so-called God that knows everything telling me how to live my life. Oh, joy. Joy.
Absent that ground-based community, which you only get from the church, you can.
Oh, really? See the false dichotomy? You can only get a community from the church. It's religion or woke tardos. There's no other option. Interesting. False dichotomy. Like I said.
Only get community building from the church. The reason most of these marriages actually fail, and Sexton
they fail because people have been indoctrinated by decades of indoctrination that is against marriage and spreads lies and propaganda through the media, through academia, through government. That's why they fail, Momo.
A divorce lawyer. He's very popular all over the internet. Great.
Oh, well, he's popular, so he must be right. Oh, yeah, this guy's a philosopher. I don't think so.
Guy. We've gone rounds and rounds about this. But one of the big keys, and if you read his book, you'll find this out, absent the groundswell community, there's
he wrote a book, so he really must be right.
Nothing which keeps these marriages together. There's no shame. There's nothing to appeal to. It's just you and her, and that's it. And all of the degeneracy of the world.
Yeah, we don't need a church to do that. Just as people have been indoctrinated against marriage, they could be indoctrinated for it as well. No Sky Daddy needed, my friend.
Why would I move heaven and earth and try to do everything that I could to promote that? I don't want to promote that. I want to move these people out of that and into...
Yeah, because if you don't promote that, you won't have any power, you won't have any control, you won't have any prestige within that system that you are promoting.
Sacramental marriage, so that hopefully... well, not even hopefully, they will, based on what you and I have already discussed, which is that the more religious you are, the less likely you are to get divorced. That's going to require sacramental marriage. That's the way forward, but that requires patriarchy. I'm not going to move laws around and advocate to move these laws around.
And if we move these laws around, do you think it's going to stop with marriage? It's going to go. It's going to be everything. Every aspect of your life will be granularized. It will be put under a microscope. You will be told what to do, how to do it, what's right, what's wrong. This is how you need to live, or else. And we remember how that ended. I seem to recall 68,000 women being burned alive as witches, as well as some dudes who were supposedly warlocks. It didn't work out very well. And some women got stoned to death, too, for, cheating on their husbands, which, while bad, I don't think it deserves a death sentence. But anyway, I think you get the point.
So that secularists can engage in more degeneracy. That's insane.
Yeah. So the alternative is embrace my Sky Daddy, and everything that he says that is 100% absolutely, positively true. You cannot question it. You're not allowed to question it because it comes from the biggest authority figure of all freaking time, dogma, essentially. And those of us who preach his word on earth are also infallible. So if you don't listen to us and, you threaten our power base, maybe some of us who are not so moral and ethical that found our way into the inner workings of the church and became a fabric of its power base might boil you in oil. Or burn you at the stake, because, hey, we have ultimate power and authority given to us by God, so whatever we do in God's name to protect that power base and the word of God, Sky Daddy, is perfectly okay and fine. But, people seem to forget these things, if they ever knew them in the first place.
Okay. And again...
And that's the system he wants to... Yeah, let's go back to that. A system that led to all that. Oh, there's been reformations within the church. That's a Catholic church. He's not a member of the Catholic Church. He's a member of a more supposed, untrammeled bloodline of religion that is much more pure and, dare I say, medieval in its interpretation of a biblical law. And... the scriptures. So, I want that in power. Oh, no, I don't.
The civil marriage thing, I think you're right there. That's something that you've kind of blown my mind on. I don't have a problem admitting that. I think from the Daily Wire perspective, they view it as...
Her mind has been blown? By what? I love how she's glazing this guy. Just, she wants his followers to come to her channel. She wants them to send her donos and super chats. Jesus. So many people glaze this guy. He's an idiot. The only way he's even able to argue at the level he does, which isn't all that high, is because he's sucking down 57 cigarettes an hour, all that nicotine.
It's pragmatically easier to encourage people who are secular to get married, have children within that state wedlock, than it is to convert them. And
yeah,
I think
we could say abortion is more pragmatic because you can get rid of the undesirables in society too if you wanted to.
What? Dude. Categorization error. Hello, these are not the same things. So he's conflating marriage with killing babies, which is killing people. So getting married, first of all, they're totally different categories. There might be some crossover in regards to people who get together and marry tend to have kids, but what the hell does abortion is actually murder? Oh, excuse me, I can't say that word. Jeez. See, this is why I'm so suppressed. Unaliving people, how do you compare that with people getting married under the state? Well, they're both sins. They're both the degeneracy, you see. I mean, I guess. What a wacky comparison, though. What point do you think you just made, pal? You moron?
We're not interested as Christians in pragmatic solutions. We're interested as Christians.
Yeah, because pragmatism is just totally, completely, always wrong. And nothing that is outside the purview of church doctrine and any kind of Christian moral ethical system is just wrong. False doctrine! False doctrine! Pragmatism? No, there's no part of pragmatism that'll work on because it'll lead to these bad outcomes. Consequentialist argument. Except when I do it as a Christian, that is not consequentialism. But consequentialism bad, says Andrew, even though he uses consequentialism. Moron!
In sacramental solutions and bringing people into the Church of Jesus Christ, the body of Jesus Christ. In order to do that, we need to have a message which can compete with the common sense messaging of the red pill, and they ain't got it. And that's why they get destroyed. And that's why guys like me, the few of us...
Well, first of all, as he himself has said, there is no message from the red pill, it's just information. Like he called it, a data packet. So there is no message to compete with. If you're talking about prescriptions that some people on the right who are red pillars might have, okay, but that's not what you said. So he just contradicted himself right there. Is the red pill just a data packet or not? And then he, of course, would say, well, I misspoke. I was talking about the prescriptions many of these people have, and we have nothing to compete with that. Right, you don't. Yeah. Well, unless we talk about push religion on people. Stepping backwards. Religion is not philosophy. It predates philosophy. Religion is a way to try and understand the world, reality, the universe that we exist within when you have limited information, when you're some Stone Age, Middle Age, medieval individual, doesn't have very much data, so you embrace superstition and mysticism. Well, he wants us to go back to that. Where Galileo gets locked in a tower for how many years? Because, he proffers the idea that, well, the Earth revolves around the sun, not vice versa, don't you know? He was right, by the way. Want to return to that? I don't think so.
Which exist, can go out there and completely dismember both sides of the argument because we actually
So he wants to dismember both the right, the red pill, and the libtard goofballs. Right? I want my worldview to reign supreme! And he admits that, too. And what's wrong with that? Because I am a representative of Sky Daddy. Look, about an argument of authority. Logical fallacy, but he's a philosopher. Woo-hoo-hoo. Jesus.
Understand what the arguments are. These are not evil men. They're trying to get by inside of this completely degenerate world. They're looking for a solution like this. Myron would be the first to engage in ecclesiastical authority when it came to marriage and recommend that men go that route. And they know that they're immoral, absent Jesus Christ and God. But if you can't offer them a superior message, the red pill is going to beat the holy tar out of you, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Sorry, we'll get to that.
Well, how is getting married under church doctrine somehow superior? Right? It's the social conditioning. And the powers that be have co-opted massive media conglomerates and social media and the government and academia and pounded women, not men, women in the head for decades. And women are highly susceptible to groupthink social conditioning because it's called evolutionary biology. They sat in a cave, hung out together while the dudes went out and risked their lives trying to bring down a woolly mammoth and competing against each other for acquiring resources and acquiring women and having kids. Meanwhile, the women had to work together and work with the men and be highly agreeable and get along. Go along to get along. So anything that presents itself to women as the majority view, the majority opinion, the group consensus, that's what they go with, because that's what they've been primed to do via evolutionary biology, and the powers that be know that, and they have focused on that. They control the women, and then they control the men through the women. Has nothing to do with your religion, Andrew, or lack thereof, pinhead. And why are you wearing wired earbuds? What decade are you in? Get wireless, Matt. Bluetooth.
We have some more super chats. Lauren is Bobo. Lauren is
Jesus Christ, I'm almost 20 years older than you, and well, okay. What am I talking about? But you're so young. You should. I'm using headphones. What am I talking about? Let's continue.
Is admitting where she's wrong and brought you on her platform. Stop interrupting and show some respect. She names the J. She's good faith. You are not, even if right on this one.
Okay, well, I did request a moderator. Moderators are designed specifically so that there's not over-talking, things like this. I understood that this would be a contentious debate. I requested one. It was Lauren who said no, she did not want a moderator. So you can't put this on me that I'm debating like I always debate. I requested a moderator, so that didn't happen.
We're both adults. I think we can just...
The way he generally always debates is overtalk people, just almost like somebody on the left we know whose name begins with a D and ends with a Y. Overtalks people, throws about ad homs, uses pedantry a lot. Well, he calls other people out for doing the same. I wonder what other streamer does that.
Try to let each other speak and finish our points and, continue in good faith. I still think that's possible. Not giving up on that. Arceon, Andrew's extremely bad faith. Wickeder than thou. Hey, Lauren, this person did not engage in good faith. This was entirely a game of one-upsmanship.
I love people glazing her because they probably want to get in her pants. Yo, loser, you're not getting in there, man. You're not. Don't glaze this chick. There's nothing to glaze.
Fans in chat also seem very angry and hostile.
Oh yeah, all 5.1 thousand of them who are live viewing it right now, all of them are hostile. They're all just insane lunatics. Is that really what's going on? Or
brag some more, pal. Oh, he's so humble. He's a good Christian and teaches those examples.
Is it possible that I'm just right?
I don't think this person said that.
I suppose it's possible, but if you are right, it has nothing to do with Sky Daddy. So, okay.
All of your fans are hostile. The McGlone Code. I would love to see Andrew Wilson sit and talk with Pastor Doug Wilson. He's a solid Protestant who's been teaching patriarchy for decades.
Good.
Protestants? Oh, God. Aren't the churches that have the LGBTQ pastors and whatever preachers and the gay preachers, and aren't those all Protestant churches? Yeah, I don't think so.
Good.
Jacob Mayberry, divorce and premarital sex is extremely low in Mormonism too, and only men.
And by the way, the Protestants ran away from Europe to escape the oppression of their fellow Catholics, Christians, Orthodox ones as well. Just so you know. And that's what Andrew wants to bring back. Oh boy.
Can be in the priesthood.
It's true. This
Yeah.
is because inside of Mormonism, they have a long-standing tradition under a patriarchal authority. Now, there's other problems with Mormonism, and I'm sure that Lauren Chen will absolutely agree with me on that. Huge problems within Mormonism, but the reason that you see this applied and you see less of what you would consider degeneracy in the world coming out of that church is because there's some
I don't know. Aren't there a bunch of dudes marrying like 11-year-old broads? And these insular communities that are all over, Utah, that are Mormon communities. Outsiders are not allowed, and you've got these kiddie marriages going on. Yeah, I really think those dudes, they're waiting until she's 18 to consummate, I'm sure.
kind of patriarchal structure which still exists there.
The divorce rate is extremely low for white couples being a first marriage. Eastern Orthodoxy has a huge flaw because it allowed Bolsheviks/feminism to arise in Russia, plus IQ doesn't equal clever.
Nonsense. What ended up happening there, it was not that the Bolsheviks killed the Orthodox hierarchy inside of Russia. They killed them. They murdered them. They murdered his entire family. And to this day, communism is anathematized by the Orthodox Church.
By the way, the Germans are the ones that came up with communism to weaken Russia, namely the Frankfurt School. Want to know who founded the Frankfurt School and then moved it to America? Take a guess. They're all members, they're all part of a certain ethnic group that lives in somewhere in the Mideast that, has killed a whole bunch of people and destroyed cities, unalived a whole bunch of people, starved them, yeah. And Frankfurt School moved to Columbia University in New York in the mid to late 30s of the 20th century. They brought communism here after they destroyed Russia with it. Lovely.
Cannot be a communist and be Orthodox. You will be drove right out of the church. It is not allowed. That's a bullshit claim.
Sorry.
She's reading all the super chats. She's got it. She's not Andrew, okay? She must read the super chat. She doesn't have the kind of money he does, the controlled opposition captured shill plant that he is. Allegedly.
This is the current one. The red pill is a joke made by weak men for weak men. This dude is a snake. Jesus gave 2 commandments: love your neighbor, love God. Jesus up to stop an adulteress being stoned. Who is this?
Yeah, it sounds like you think there's a third commandment, which is be a sissy. And that's what's going on, is that you have completely and totally rolled over for a gynocentric worldview inside of the nation, which is promptly rejected by these descriptive truths by the red pillars, and Christians should be...
Truths and talking points that he has co-opted for his own gains and stolen from people like myself and others, so he doesn't have very many, if any, original thoughts of his own.
Ready, arms open to swoop these people up inside of the patriarchy and ecclesiastical authority.
I mean, all he really does is gives descriptives. His prescriptions are all of patriarchy good, gynocentrism bad. Wow. So profound, Andrew. Do tell us more. There's no more.
You have the third commandment of be nice. You see a woman who's uncomfortable and it makes you uncomfortable. That's part of the gynocentrism that you're dealing with. You are what we like to call a simp, sir.
Well, Andrew, I don't know that you can call other people simp. You did marry a single mother who had multiple kids from multiple baby daddies, and you weren't one of them. And now you are raising those multiple kids, or have already raised those multiple kids, and dumped hundreds of thousands of dollars into those multiple kids that are in no way, shape, or form your own. And you've pedestalized this single mama 304. And you're calling other people simps? I don't know. Seems a tad bit hypocritical to me.
Ace Montana, OF as a company peaked and is starting to downslide. Follow the money. Nala probably had an accountant say now's a good time to get out. Nagwal, 1992.
She was getting tired of taking it in both holes, all 3 holes, in fact, at the same time. That's a lot of wear and tear on the body, yo. She just found a better grift, or an easier grift, I should say. Run around, preach to people, don't do what I did. and a bunch of simps slide into her DMs and give her money for foot pics.
He's lying. Myron always supports.
Yeah, well, why don't you go watch me tangle with him on this issue on the Fresh and Fit podcast? Also, that
more shameless self-promotion from this guy. Yeah. He's so humble.
Was the number one rated by polling podcast that they've ever done. Me on there tangling with him, and
well, you see, I must get my name out there and self-advertise because I must spread the word of God. Yeah, you're Sky Daddy. Yeah, you're ultimate authority that you're a representative of. How convenient.
And with the girls afterwards. So I can give you firsthand direct knowledge that that's not true because he told it to my face. So you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Like most of you people, you don't even take the time to actually understand these issues. To me, it's disgusting and disingenuous, and I'd actually like to see you guys engage. I'd like to see the Daily Wire guys engage.
Oh, I'm engaging with you, but you won't talk to me. What is he talking about? He'd like to see these people engage. He just recently said very clearly, contradicting himself from what he said here, that he will not punch right. Until we've won the culture war, I will not engage in a critical manner with anybody else on the right. It's all about defeating the left. You mean the low-hanging fruit that you will talk to? And morons like this broad, who also is not a conservative. Interesting, Andrew. Continue.
To see everybody stop hiding under their little rocks.
You're hiding under a rock. You gonna talk to me? You gonna talk to anybody on the right who can actually knock you down a peg or two, perhaps? Oh, no. Who's gonna ask you the hard questions? No, you're not gonna do that, pal. Oh, yeah, but you're such a big, tough guy. I disagree.
Comes to Myron and the Fresh and Fit guys specifically, you're saying that they don't support degeneracy, the sleeping around, or anything like that?
They do.
I'm saying that they're looking for any alternative to the degeneracy in the world. And what they have not found is good solutions from Christians to this, or they would...
Well, you have no good solutions either. You just keep saying patriarchy over and over and over again. How are you going to implement that? Oh, I don't know, man. That would take too much time and effort and thought to actually come up with a real detailed prescription. I'm just going to say popular talking points that sound good to people and that I know people on the right want to hear, and they will kiss me on the cheek and tell me how smart I am and give me money.
Be more inclined to follow those solutions. Are both Myron and Walter degenerates? Yeah, I've told that to their face.
Walter? Isn't that the guy that knocked up that so-so looking Oriental broad? Am I allowed to say Oriental? I don't give a crap. I'll say it anyway. Oriental broad that then came after him and tried to get revenge against him on the whatever podcast. Woo! Yeah, he's a real winner, isn't he? Pant load.
They both know, but they've both rejected the moral framework of religion, one Muslim, one Christian, because they feel that the solutions are nonsensical. And the thing is they don't have to be. We can come at the...
But they are. But you see, she just keeps saying they don't have to be. But he never comes... Are you paying attention? He says they're nonsensical. He's saying, oh, no, they see them as nonsensical. But you're admitting right here they don't have to be. So by implication, he's letting you know we don't have better solutions. But we could come up with them. Why don't you come up with them? You're supposed to be the guy with the answers, yo. You call yourself a philosopher. Are you solving these problems? I got prescriptions. What prescriptions? Patriarchy! Give me another cigarette, biatch! Yeah, patriarchy!
These people with solutions which are not nonsensical and move them away from these paths. We can do that.
Well, and I think so. You've I think admitted yourself what a lot of these problems or these people's problems with the red pill seem to be. It's kind of like we could also look at the OnlyFans girls and say, yeah, they've identified a market and, like it is a problem. They're looking for someone to take care of them who is a man, but they're not doing it right. But it doesn't change the fact that what they are doing, it is degenerate and it is enabling degeneracy.
Well, you can complain about it, but until you offer an actual solution, an alternative solution to just go and sin as much as you possibly can, we'll just call it something else other than a sacrament.
You have also offered no solutions. Don't you get it? Wow, this guy's so lacking in self-awareness. I love how he acts like he's actually offered some kind of answer. You haven't. Just saying Muh Patriarchy good, that's not a solution, man. Don't you get that?
That's not a solution. It's not a solution to not give
Neither is anything you said.
them a patriarchal ecclesiastical authority that will actually make women behave. It's not a solution for you to just say, oh, but you're degenerate, so therefore dismissed. That
How do you think they're going to make you behave, ladies? I don't think you'll like it. I don't know. No, I can't imagine the solutions are going to be anything moderate listening to this dude.
That's why they get more and more popular every single year, while the tradcons are losing ground on every single front. We cannot afford...
That's the whole point, by the way. All these so-called tradcons are nothing more than controlled op shills like him and gatekeepers, and they're just there to distract you away from the actual problems, which Andrew will not address, will not discuss, just as he will not give you actual prescriptions, i.e. the how to implement his so-called patriarchy solution, which is the only prescription he's actually given, which really isn't much of anything. Anyway, continue.
You say specifically as a trad, like what does that mean? Because I've seen people refer to being as tradcon as Sydney Watson, who is a liberal atheist, as well as someone like Matt Walsh.
Didn't she? Is she one of those ones that took all that money from Russia, like Tim Pool? I know there are a bunch of people that took money from Russia.
Who is a Catholic, who is a father, who is right wing. So I mean, is
I don't know. I know she. I think she did take a whole bunch of money from that fat quarter pounder, the quartering dude, for that the Publica. Ripped him off. Oh, now there's a simp.
Is it just a dichotomy? You're either kind of like tradcon or red pill?
No. Oh, I mean, kind of. So let me give a little bit of ground here. Tradcon is essentially meaningless. It's a reference point for people who are red pill advocates to point out this is a grouping of, ex-Christians, not ex-Christians, but X amount of Christians who believe in X.
Yeah, but they're the wrong kind of Christians, you see. I'm the right kind of Christian, and the things I'm saying are the right things. And the tradcon people, they're wrong. See, they're saying the wrong things. And so you need to be against them, and you need to be with me. You also need to be with the red pill. But you don't need to be with the red pill people. You can't be with the red pill people. You just need to be with the red pill message. Because it's just a bunch of descriptives. But you need to go with my prescriptives and be against the tradcons and with me. But also against the red pillars who have prescriptions that are not my prescriptions. That I don't really have any prescriptions. I just say I have prescriptions. You get it? A lot of division going on there, and all the while, nothing is being said about the real problems, which I will get to in a separate video. Believe you me.
That's all that they mean when they say tradcon. Ultimately, it's a somewhat empty label. But when I make the reference for tradcon, I think you understand who it is that I'm talking about. If you don't, you want it more clarified.
Oh, I know who you're talking about, all right. It's the Daily Wire. They're nothing more than a bunch of gatekeepers and who are themselves plants and controlled op shills and useful idiots. But I think I'm going to leave it on that note. And next time, I will get back to for part 4, it'll be part 4, and the final part where I conclude analyzing this chump and his BS. Anyway, on that note, I am out of here. I am the realist philosopher, and I wish you all a good and pleasant day or night wherever you might be. Take care. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell and leave a comment. It's good for the algo. See ya.